Hello everyone, this is Pragati. Today we are going to discuss second part of our topic, that is motif and decorative element in visual arts. Let's start. So our first motif or the third motif in the series is rosette. A rosette is a circular stylized design that has a radial or rotational symmetry. So we have a center and elements are arranged around it. They have been prevalent since antiquity, appearing in the art and architecture of ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia. Then it's a common decoration element of funerary steles of ancient Greece and and Byzantine ivory caskets. It has a wide adaptation ranging from European art and architecture to the art of Central Asia and Greco-Buddhist art of India. This is important. First, we have Egyptian Rosette from New Kingdom Dynasty 20. That was the reign of Ramses III. And it's a very simple pattern. Actually, it's the most humble of all the motifs that we are studying because of its circular nature. And anything that has a circular shape has its own unique sort of function that can't be ignored. For example, when we have wheel is circular in nature. If it's a square or a rectangle, it no longer remains a wheel. So the essence of a wheel is being circular. The sun, the moon, the earth, everything round. So all things that are round around us, they have its own sort of functionality because they can move effortlessly. They have a movement to it. I think I'm going too much into philosophy. Let's come back to the topic. Now we have Neo-Assyrian relief. It's a winged deity or protective spirit with gesture of salutation and symbols of agriculture bounty. So he's holding a tree branch that has rosettes on it. Then on his wrist you can see he's wearing a band with rosette on it. This is from the period of Ashurnasirpal II, from whose time period I showed you the relief with palmette motif. Those of you who haven't seen it, you can go and look at the first part of this lecture series. I'm going to include the link in the description box. Then this also I have already showed you in the first part with flame palmette, and these are the band of rosettes over here and these. This is the Patliputra capital, early Mauryan Empire, dated 300 BCE, presently in Bihar Museum, Patna, India. Then this is a sarcophagus of Lucius Cornelius Scipio Barbetus. This is in Vatican Museum, Rome, dated around 270 BC. We have rosettes on it, different version of designs. Now sarcophagus is basically a coffin that is carved in stone. And earliest sarcophagus, they were used by Egyptians, pharaohs of the 3rd dynasty. That will be approximately 3800 years ago. Next, we have a funerary stele with rosette designs, 3 rosettes. So you can see. Now, steles were basically gravestones or stones that were erected to remember the dead. This is a Hellenistic from Smyrna, now Turkey. Then I'm showing you Gandhar's statue of Buddha and Gandhar's statue of Bodhisattva. Now, Buddha, as you know, is the awakened one or the enlightened one, and Bodhisattva is one who is on the path of enlightenment, not yet awakened, on the path towards Buddhahood. So, there were some canons, some rules that were followed when sculpting the statue of Buddha and Bodhisattva. You can see Buddha is dressed very simply. in a monk's robe, which we call Sanghati, without any jewelry. But on Bodhisattva, we have jewelry on the neck, on the head, on the arm, and he is also wearing a footwear, while Buddha is not wearing. And his robe is also a bit elaborate, more dressed like a royal, and Buddha is dressed like a monk. So rosettes we have on the bottom here and here. Both statues are from Gandhar, and there is a 100-year difference between the two. Then this is a umbrella of Bodhisattva from Sarnath Museum, and rosettes will be here and here. This is not a very clear picture. For clear picture, I will include a link in the description box where you can go and see the images. Then this is a Corinthian capital from Kandahar, and rosettes are present here. So as I told you, rosettes are an important part of Greco-Buddhist art. Then this is a mosaic in the mausoleum of Cala Placidia, Ravenna, Italy. This is dated around 425 CE, and we have a beautiful pattern of rosette. All are rosettes. Then this I came across while researching on the Mayan civilization, and I found a symbol like this which really qualified as rosette, so I included this image. This is from Mayan civilization, dated 800 to 900 CE. And this is on a dish from Tang Dynasty, China. Same time period, 800 to 900 CE, rosette on a dish. So we have them in Mayan civilization, we have them all across the world, in China, India, Europe. So they are everywhere. And this is a Byzantine ivory casket, and you can see rosette carved on these, like small little medals all around it. Then this is a rose window from Chartres Cathedral, an example of Gothic architecture that we are going to study in future lectures. So this is a beautiful stained glass rose window with rosette pattern. And this is a folio from the album of Shah Jahan. And we have an extravagant rosette with arabesque decoration. Arabesques we are going to study in the final part of this lecture series, that is the third part. So please subscribe to the channel if you have not, so you don't miss the notification. Then this is an example of Renaissance architecture with rosettes. You can see it here, here, then over here, here, this, then all over here. This facade is quite similar to the facade that I showed you in the previous lecture when we had palmate over here and here. And this is a very symmetrical composition of the facade. And if you divide it from the middle, the left will be a mirror image to the right one. Rosette decoration from the dome of the Church of Jesu. This is an example of Baroque decoration, and we have rosette all around the dome in the border. Then I'm showing you a neoclassical example of Rosette that is under the vault of the Arch of Triumph, Paris. The date is 806 to 1836. Arch of Triumph is an example of neoclassical architecture where we were again looking back to the art of classical antiquity. And this is a recent, not very recent, but yet within a century, ceiling of the pavilion of Tomb of Hafiz. And this is a mosaic work with rosettes. Tomb of Hafiz is in Iran. It is erected in the memory of celebrated Persian poet Hafiz. Hafiz was a 14th century spiritual Persian poet, and his work is held in a very high regard by the Iranians and is an important part of Persian literature. And here we have calligraphy. Our next motif is egg and dart motif. Egg and dart motif consists of an egg shape and then followed by a V shape or a dart shape. It is also called egg and anchor, egg and tongue, or egg and star motif. And these are different variations of egg and dart motif from Franz Mayer's Book of Ornaments. It was first used in Greek architecture and then utilized by Romans and continues to be used till now in the buildings of classical style. This is detail of egg and dart motif on the Erechtheum, that is temple dedicated to Athena, goddess Athena, that is goddess of warcraft, handicrafts, and wisdom from Greece, dated 500 BC. And this is also from the same place, and it's an Ionic capital. So we are going to study Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian capital in detail in a separate lecture. Then this one again is a sarcophagus dated 150 to 180 CE. An egg and dart motif is present at the bottom. It's a variation of it. This and this over here. This is basically carved in marble. And these elements, these garlands, they have a name, that is festoon. And this was made in Phrygia and shipped to Rome. Now Phrygia is now in Turkey, where we had an ancient workshop where all these sarcophagus were made and then shipped to Rome. Egg and dart motif again on the Arch of Triumph. You can see. And next motif will be bead and reel motif, that is below it. This is bead and reel motif, bead-like element alternating with cylindrical ones. Sculpture found in sculpture, molding, and numismatics, that will be coins. And according to art historian John Boardman, the motif developed in Greece from the turning techniques used for wood and metal and was first employed in stone sculpture in Greece during the 6th century BC. The motif then spread to Persia, Egypt, and Hellenistic world, and as far as India. And this is Pillar of Ashoka, Vaishali, 300 BCE. And here we have our bead and reel motif. This is again from India. This is a frieze of the last capital of the Allahabad pillar. You can see the bead and reel motif and flame palmettes over here. This is a floor mosaic depicting Athena from jewelry quarter of Delos, Greece. It's late 200 BCE to early 100 BCE. And bead and reel motif is used in the border around the mosaic. Then, as it is used in numismatics, I'm showing you an image of a coin on coin of Euclides. Now, Euclid, the first, was an important Greco-Bactrian king, and we have bead and reel motif around his profile picture. And this is bead and reel motif on cenotaph of Emperor Akbar from India. Here you can see the bead and reel motif over here and over here. So during the time of Akbar, European influence had started to come in. Then this is bead and reel motif on a relief sculpture that is called Fall of Alexandria on 3rd July 1798 by J. Championnet at the Arch of Triumph, Paris. This border around it, bead and reel motif. Finally, end of our part 2. Thanks for learning. And if you like the content, do like, share and subscribe, because the story of art is the story of us all. Thank you.